we begin here in Baltimore, where Maryland police say they have recovered the bodies of 2 of the construction workers after the collapse of the Francis Scott Key Bridge. Divers are searching for the remains of 4 other victims. Meanwhile, the Navy says it is sending barges outfitted with heavy lift cranes to help clear the channel. The port of Baltimore remains closed indefinitely. CBS News senior transportation correspondent Kris Cleave reports.
This scene of destruction and loss remains frozen. But tonight, praise for the crew's critical Mayday call.
There's a ship approaching. It just lost their steering. We got to stop all traffic.
Giving police a couple minutes warning, the powerless ship was on a collision course with the Francis Scott Key Bridge.
If not for several factors, including those responders' efforts, the Mayday call, the maintenance closure that was already underway, and the time of day of this impact, the loss of life might have been in the dozens.
Tragically, the search and rescue efforts of yesterday turned into a grim mission of recovering the bodies of the 6 people who are presumed dead. NTSB Chair Jennifer Homendy.
Our investigation can wait. The most important thing right now is to reunite families with their loved ones.
But that investigation is moving forward. The National Transportation Safety Board is analyzing the contents of the ship's voice data recorder. Despite challenging weather conditions, a team of investigators were on board the cargo ship Dolly gathering evidence. Among the things they'll seek to determine, was the ship's engine choked out by dirty fuel before it hit the bridge? Was there a world where this doesn't come down when it's hit this way?
And that's something we're going to have to look at, and we'll want to look at the design of the bridge as part of that.
New images from the FBI show the sonar searchers are relying on to help navigate the debris field. Dive team leader Brian Hudson on CBS Mornings.
It's a very dangerous situation underwater with the rubble still settling. It's not a great spot for divers. It's incredibly black water.
I want to start by...
Secretary Buttigieg says repairs will take time, leaving one of the country's busiest ports shut down and its 8,000 workers in limbo. At least 2 cargo containers went overboard. 56 others on the ship hold hazardous material, though not considered a threat to the public. The ship's bow is said to be resting on the river floor. The Coast Guard will have to refloat the more than 900-foot-long vessel to clear the waterway.
I think the main challenge here is removing those large trusses and steel members off the bow of the ship.
And Kris joins us now. Kris, tens of thousands of people did go over the bridge every day. How is the collapse impacting those daily commuters and the city of Baltimore overall?
The bridge accounted for about 15% of all of the traffic going over the harbor. The rest go through the tunnels. So it's going to funnel a lot more traffic through the tunnels. It's taking a lot longer to get places. I'll give you an example. We had to go somewhere today, Jeff, that normally would be about a 5-minute drive. It took 45 minutes because without the bridge here, you're going all the way around the city. And for many people here, their commutes have been radically changed. So it's not only shut down the commerce from the port, but it is complicating the ability to go anywhere in the Baltimore area.
Kris, the National Transportation Safety Board is leading the investigation. Of course, you mentioned they're trying to determine whether potentially dirty fuel was a factor in the crash. What else are they looking for?
Really, everything is on the table at this point, Jeff. They're going to do a deep dive into the maintenance history of that ship. They are aware of reports that there may have been power problems with the ship while it was in port over the weekend. They're going to look into that, and they're going to go through. In fact, they've been analyzing the cockpit, sort of the cockpit voice and data recorder for this ship, similar to an airplane black box. That's already back in the lab in Washington. They're pouring through that. They're going to look at the bridge, the way the bridge was constructed. There are these things they call dolphins that are supposed to be like bumper bars that are under the water. Why didn't those impact or slow down or stop this collision? Do those need to be rethought? Really, everything is on the table here, not only what went wrong on board that ship, but what perhaps needs to change in how bridges are designed or protected. When this bridge was built, 1977, since then, cargo ships have quadrupled in size, so it's likely the designers of this bridge never fathomed something the size of a Nimitz-class aircraft carrier going underneath it.
It's amazing to think that these ships have quadrupled in size. They do say, obviously, the number one priority is reopening the bridge. The Port of Baltimore employs 10,000 people. They want to get that back open because it's so important to commerce, not just in the area, but globally. But Longer term, obviously the bridge needs to be rebuilt. Are there any efforts underway to get funding secured to make that happen?
You know, Secretary Buttigieg made it pretty clear that they don't know the cost yet. He said the federal government is going to help. And the goal is to, figure that out. At this point, they don't even have a good sense as to how much of the bridge support, the stuff you don't see under the water, is intact, or if that has to be replaced. They also have quite the task of just clearing the waterway. And in fact, they don't even think they can access some of the vehicles that are trapped amongst the wreckage until they start removing some of it. So there are still bodies down there they can't get to until some of this wreckage comes up. So we're a long way from knowing the price tag to replace that bridge, let alone how long it will take to do it. It took 5 years to build the bridge originally. They certainly would like to do it in less time than that.
Okay, Kris Van Cleave, thank you. We're also learning more about the 6 construction workers presumed dead in that tragic accident. All of them were immigrants pursuing their version of the American dream. Nicole Sganga has more on that.
A Baltimore City landmark, now a personal tragedy.
These were fathers, and these were sons, and these were husbands, and these were people who their families relied on.
We've determined the countries of origin of those that are presumed deceased to be Mexico, Guatemala, El Salvador, and Honduras.
Miguel Luna, a father of 3, was originally from El Salvador. The 40-year-old left for work at 6:30 p.m. to fill potholes on the Key Bridge.
He's supposed to come in the morning back home and never come.
Maynard Yasir Suazo Sandoval would have celebrated his 35th birthday next month. He believed in giving back and donated to a children's soccer league in Honduras. His brother prays his body is found so they can bring him back to be buried.
We know that they were hard workers. We know that they love soccer. We know that they love, their families and the community.
Jesus said, call no one good, but these were good men.
Father Walker has been mourning alongside families.
My advocacy is that we don't abandon these families, that we come together as a Baltimore community.
A community these men loved.
This bridge was a symbol of America.
We feel so proud that they trust us to rebuild, to repair this beautiful bridge that have a huge history in our nation. And that is an example of our contribution.
Tuesday's bridge collapse marks the second time in 1 year construction workers were killed on the job along the same highway in the city of Baltimore. Last year, 6 workers were fatally struck by a speeding car. Jeff?
Nicole Sganga, thank you.